I'm dead before I said let's fight!
No! That's impossible!
By the way.
BT Dubs is BTW. I'm gonna bust you up! Nope, I'm not coming down. Where am I? Help! Milk! Chance got $5.
The champ got 5 on it.
Back where it came from.
Go back to where he came from.
Ah, here we go. Oh, fun. Oh, God.
Oh, I tried to go in jump low. Don't hold for me!
Wow. One leg, you coward. Oh, no. I shouldn't have done that.
And hello, YouTube. Welcome. My name's Scum. I'm joined by...
Meshi,
And we are...
the first to 50 podcast.
Wow, look at the alley-oops. Are you the LeBron James of white podcasters?
Well, you threw him at my face enough times in a row that I finally was like, oh yeah, he wants me to actually do stuff.
Don't make me do stuff. Anyways, we're a podcast. We're two 30-year-old boomers who talk about video games we play, movies we've watched, some anime sprinkled in there. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I guess we'll start with recounting our weeks and what we spent our time doing. Such valuable time, Meshi. The world is so lucky to have gentlemen like us, right?
Yeah, gentlemen like us, which should be a movie.
Are you saying that you could be the Morgan Freeman to my Jack Nicholson in The Bucket List?
Yeah, I could be.
All right. That's what
They're
I like to
still
hear.
alive.
It's the movie The Bucket List.
I know. It's just funny because that movie came out like 2010, and it's like 15 years later, and they're still kicking.
I don't know if I'm comfortable co-hosting a podcast with somebody wishing death upon Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson.
Not wishing death. I'm just
In
realizing that-
Minecraft, TOS saved.
yeah.
Exactly. Because, well, one of them was responsible for the Minecraft movie, right?
One of them. Yeah.
Of course. Okay, anyways, what did I do with my week? We did one session of Strive Ranked. We went from Diamond 1 to Diamond 2. All right?
Yeah.
So I stayed true to my word from last week. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick this out, and we're going to get the Master Rank equivalent, which is Vanguard. This is testing my mental fortitude on a level that I am not equipped for, Beshi. I got hit with new things I didn't expect to happen.
Okay.
So I played this game for maybe an hour this week. So it was one session, and I started the session, and I played a Bedman player. And I got knocked down in the corner, and I had like 60% life, and I had 100 meter because I had knocked them through the wall. So I had all the meter. I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to wake up Super, and it's that the one where she like flaps her wings, Milia.
Yep.
And she come down at the angle, and what I do is the second part of it, I Roman cancel, so I get a left-right high-low mix-up or reversaling at the cost of all of my meter afterwards if they block the Super. So I just reset whatever. So I was like, okay, fine. Let me just reversal with my invincible Super. They projectile supered on my wake up. It clashed with the invincibility of my Super. I took the full damage of their Super, hit the wall, and then took wall damage. So I essentially lost 70% of my health in a single like interaction that I used an invincible Super to wake up with 50 meter to cancel it to make it safe. God, so hot. As a gentleman, I stood up and walked away for a moment, and then I sat back down after about a couple of minutes of collecting my thoughts again and realizing they're testing me, and it's okay, and I can move on. So we did it. We got to Diamond 2. So now we just have to get to Diamond 3 and then to Vanguard. So 2 more steps. We're almost there. And then after that, I can be satisfied that I got to that point, and I don't really care to grind the game further. Yeah. So that felt good. My mental fortitude is growing at an exponential rate, and you would be surprised at my mental gains.
I would be very surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change and move forward. Speaking of things that I cannot change and move forward with, I have an update about Tormenture. I had a pretty fun time navigating that one dungeon. Learning how to use the magnets to navigate the puzzles, solve the changing rooms going in and out of the 2 instances of the parallel dimensions, and go through that. I streamed the game for another hour, trying to solve the forest level that I got stuck on. I made 0 progress, and it soon dawned on me that this is, in fact, like an Atari game, and I literally couldn't understand what it wanted from me, and it told me to solve a puzzle at the top of the map, and it wanted me to go down south with an item that you get from the top all the way to the bottom to then move things after carrying another thing from all the way to the top to create a bridge that you moved yourself into place to cross. And I was just like, you know what? Fair enough. I'm too stupid for this. Have fun, gentlemen. I understand now why there's only 50 people following this game on Twitch. No one played it. And neither will I. So I tapped out,
Yeah.
It's okay. Y'all, they had a love for old school running around, mindless kind of like, okay, well, I'm a kid in a room with an 8-bit system. I'm going to rub my pixel up against every single wall to try to find a way through something. And it got the best of me. And I'm man enough to admit that in front of a live studio audience. So,
Well, I mean, you had at least fun the first time, right?
oh,
You
yeah,
had a
the
little
first
fun.
dungeon was awesome. The second time, going back to the forest for over an hour and not making a single bit of progress. Yeah, that wasn't quite it, Chief. So, we just let those go. We just kick that can down the road, and we'll come back with some horror games this month because I want to record some more Resident Evil. I want to get back to it. But that pretty much wraps up my week, except for the massive amount of grinding I've done in Black Desert Online. I've gotten out of the new game, or like the new character armor completely. I've got over the big, like, I've crested the hill, and I see the mountain that I need to climb now, and I'm more okay taking it at a slower rate now that I ran up the hill before the mountain. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so now I'm cruising, and now I can relax with it rather than like grinding it 8 hours a day. And
Yeah. You've hit the point where you're like, I've got the gear. I could just slow that. It's like when you're in WoW and you're like, I just need to hit the max level. I fucking don't care about what happens before that. And then when you hit the max level, you're like, oh, okay. I can take it
the
slower.
game starts now, and
The
now
game
I can
starts
walk
now.
gingerly instead of being on all fours, just crawling up the hill. Just I will say it's been really fun. I had a lot of misconceptions about how quickly that I would progress, and some new changes that have been made that have made the progression easier in terms of making those jumps in gear score. It's been really, really fun. I hope they give us, I think they're about to have like some like ball or something coming up at the end of this year. I hope we get something cool. I hope I like held out long enough and they give me something that I wasn't gonna have to like spend like billions of silver on. So that's it. Look out for me playing BDO on this channel. I think that's gonna be my retirement home relaxation thing. On top of, we have new content in the First Descendant. We got a new boss, so I'm gonna return to the ladies. We're gonna have some fun doing that again. But that wraps it for my week. Meshi, what'd you do this week?
Well, the only thing that I played this week was 2XKO again. And still terrible at it. For a game that is simple, fucking suck.
So you're saying that after our last session of going 15-0, no progress was made.
No. Like, so I was fighting Bob, and like I fucking couldn't, like, every time I couldn't get the muscle memory to do the damn combos that are like you showed me that are like super easy, and then I fucking managed to like go, oh my god, I'm actually doing it, and then it would be break or Bob's character would die, and I'd just be like, you motherfucker, I just want to
I wish you had more life. Yeah,
I want to prove that I could do this combo, and then it just never works out. I actually haven't seen this trailer that you're playing right now.
I hate everything about this. The fact that this character now exists in this game. I was already on the fence about it in terms of design and whatnot. This looks awful.
Because he's so small, or because he's like a
small, and on top of the item throwing stuff that he's doing, and the mushroom colony, I'll call it, having more projectile like durability than projectiles. So it's essentially, in a game with little movement, he literally gets to skip neutral and to say like, go forth my mushrooms. I feel like putting them in the corner. I feel as though this is going to be an annoying character on so many levels. Is he an early league character?
Yeah, he's like one of the originals, I think. Like
I hate everything that's on the screen right now. If you play him, you are a bad person, and I wish nothing but the worst for you.
I'm just trying to think of like if people's like regular attacks will go over him, like just a regular like punch.
Oh, I could see like a 5A whiffing on him, but a 2A. So you're having like adjust your combos like Neko Arc and like back in the day like Rocket Raccoon and Marvel 3 and like those small characters. I could totally see that, unless they're just like, no, we won't let that happen. I really wasn't paying that much attention to exactly what was going on in this trailer, because I saw this and I was like, I hate this. Oh my god, this looks insufferable.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So I wasn't paying attention for the first half of this, and then I looked over. I was like, "Oh, it's the Timo trailer, and I haven't seen it." And yeah, that. Oh my god, with the backpedaling and the shooting.
The backpedaling, and then he gets to side swap as long as he has his grass on the ground. He can actually put you in the corner as he's playing lame and retreating and putting traps down with bouncing projectiles. He just 5A through all that armor and then perfect parried at the end of it.
I hate this.
It's gonna be awful.
This is like a terrible zoning character, and I hate it.
Yeah, and then watch this, and Jinx will pull out her machine gun, which is, gold loses, and then just oh, no, they just don't care about projectiles. You can't shoot them. You have to block them. It's just a wall. Oh man, there's a. Yeah, I'm not excited about this. There's a special circle of hell that's reserved for people who play this character. You heard it here first on the First to 50 podcast. I hate you.
Yeah, that's fair.
But who knows? Was it October 7th?
Something like that, yeah, October.
Next week, they're going to go live with early access, I believe is what they called it.
Yep.
So maybe there'll be some adjustments made to the game of the version that we're playing. They're like, yeah, all this stuff kind of sucks. And we'll go from there. I'll be excited to see that, kind of. How do you feel about the game, Meshi?
I don't know. I like I don't hate it,
Mm-hmm.
but I also don't like it.
It's kind of
Eh,
isn't it? It's got that feeling in your heart.
It's got that if so part of it is that I just don't like tag fighters in
Mm-hmm.
general. As like a solo thing. I just want to play one character. And I know they have Juggernaut, but it's just not viable. Or at least I don't feel it's viable just because two characters and swapping and then having the assist on the screen is just so fucking valuable. Because they could just hop in when they're dead and then
Mm-hmm.
block all the goddamn projectiles or hits in the world for you. It's bullshit. I hate it.
But it's so insufferable. It's like, oh, you've killed the second character. Well, the second character can still be called for assist, and it eats the hits as you're trying to hit the other person on screen, and they body block you. And the guy's like, hey, you hit my dead assist. Well, now I get to combo you for free because I got pushed back a little bit further than him. And it's just like, you're right.
Yeah.
Good games.
Yeah, so it already has that just going for it, where I'm just like, I don't want to play a tag fighter.
Well, and then on top of that, right? You could even be playing Juggernaut, and that doesn't stop you from having to deal with Timu and Jinx at the same time, throwing shit on the screen constantly, and you having to do with two things with your giant one Juggernaut character. So it's like,
Yeah. Also, Bob told me this. I don't know if you knew this, but when you get knocked on the ground, right?
mm-hmm,
You could push one of the directions and
mm-hmm,
you roll.
mm-hmm,
But the roll isn't if you roll, you could be grabbed. You could be
mm-hmm,
command grabbed. So you have on wake up you just get command grabbed because you rolled. Well, if you're
mm-hmm.
holding block because you're trying to stand up block, you automatically roll backwards, which means they could just grab you immediately. So
Mm-hmm.
you're just I was like, oh, that's why this has been happening so fucking much.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to. It's much like the Blaze Blue knockdown situation where it's a guessing game of, do you want to roll yourself out of the corner? Will you risk getting tagged and or grabbed and put into the same situation again? Or do you stand up and press a button? Or do you stand up and jump and punish them for going for a grab? So you're in, essentially the fighting game triangle of like, okay, I'm knocked down. What option is going to get me out of this?
Don't want to get it back up again.
Yeah, and then also there's of course the wake up attack thing that you can do that I punished that Yasuo for doing when we played. Remember when I called him a fucking idiot for waking up with it? Yeah.
Yeah, I do know about that milk, but like I never remember about it. Which is my problem. I'm not going to blame the game for it. I don't ever remember the fucking wake up attack that gives you invulnerability because in like every other fighting game that I've played, I just hold block when I'm standing back up because it's just a natural thing for me
Mm-hmm.
to do. And then when Bob was like, "Oh yeah, this is the reason I keep grabbing you, and it seems like you're not doing anything, is because you're holding back block and your character is rolling against the wall, so you're not noticing it, and I'm just command grabbing you every fucking time." And I'm like, God damn
Yeah,
it! How am I gonna break this habit?
your years of muscle memory, and that's where we're left at. So the crowd goes mild once again for 2xKO. I hope they turn the ship around and make this game into something that will be popular and is fun to play.
One of the days when I one of these days I'm going to break my muscle memory and I'm actually going to be able to push the right buttons, and then by that time the game will be dead and then I'll be really mad.
No, you're in luck, Meshi. This game will get supported and pushed on into infinity.
So I'm at dead amongst the friend group. I don't give a fuck how long it goes for.
Yeah, yeah, it's and there's also the weird situation of where with the assists the way they are, you are no longer able to use the extra movement while picking the assist that you want. So in situations of like super jumping forward, you're locked into calling certain assists while you're taking those actions rather than a set assist. So depending on how you control your movement and where you want to be, you're locked into certain assists because you're holding that direction and it's dictated by the direction that you're holding. So it's this weird going to be this weird compromise of like I don't have this extra movement to do any of these other things because it'll only give me this assist instead of maybe the one that I want for the situation at hand. It they I feel as though they might have created their own problem.
So anyway, I
and
got a feedback survey request from that game. You want me to forward that to you? You fill out that
no.
form I sent you.
It's one of those things where like you denied me out of the beta twice, and I had to make a whole new account, and then you fought with Dad's Best from Best Buy, my Corsair product. That never mind. Meshy, you watched something this week, didn't you?
Oh yeah. I I watched the new Peacemaker season, uh, which has it's it's good. Like I think I think part of what makes it good is that he's not like super powered, right?
Mm.
He's just normal man that's really good at stuff. Um and so it's not like trying to make like a Superman show where he's flying around and punching things or whatever. So I think just him being a normal guy who's just trying to be a superhero, um it just kind of it just makes for
It
really great
works.
situations, and it just works.
Mm.
Like if DC just went the route of like making these kinds of shows and then doing movies later on based on the shows, and I don't mean CW shows, I mean HBO back shows, because I don't count those CW shows. Um, but it's so good. Like I like all of the characters, and that's hard to say in like a show with like a massive amount of characters. You're usually gonna hate like one of them, or you're not gonna be able to stand one of them. But they're all good.
Mm.
They all they all have just their own personalities, and um the fucking tech guy is just a huge mess. And I think at one point like one of the ladies is because he's on like a new to the fat tech guy. I
Okay.
think he's called Economos. Is on a new team because the Peacemaker team disbanded after season 1 because of other issues. And she's like, "Look, I'm not paid to deal with your bullshit." And he just looks at her. He goes, "Actually, you are. If you would have had to have read my dossier, which would have shown all of my skills and all of the negatives that come with them. So literally, you are paid to deal with my bullshit." And so and she just looks at him like, "All right." And then the fucking guy, um, from the Walk Hard movie, that's like, "And you never once paid for drugs." That
Yes,
guy,
yes, yeah. We saw him in
he's
the
in
trailer.
it. I love his fucking character. Just
That
I
guy's
don't.
just unironically just funny and such a deadpan, just kind of.
Yeah, like if anyone else was playing that character, I would have been like, they're trying too hard to be funny. But like he fucking like that. It's like he was made like they made that character specifically for him,
Yeah.
basically. Because he's just introed first, and he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna call you Ginger Cool. He's like, no, don't call me that. That's fucked up. He's like, yeah, gotcha, JC. We got you. And he's just running around giving nicknames to everybody. He's such a fun character, and like, it's so good. It's so entertaining to watch. Like, you just want more of it. And I think part of it is that like I'm going to use other wrestlers as an example. Like
Mhm,
John Cena
mhm.
does not take himself seriously enough to not allow his character to be a butt of the joke. Like he's willing to just yeah, shit on
Take it
my
on, yeah,
character.
yeah,
I'll do whatever you want. While certain other characters are like, "No, I only play this character. You cannot shit talk me in any way." And it just like doesn't work.
yeah. Because they're like, you have to take me super seriously. It's like, okay, calm down, Dwayne. It's gonna be okay. No, I'm serious.
I'm super serious. I'm gonna revive the DC. Dwayne,
Ah,
you're fired. What? You can't
what?
fire me. I'm the Rock. But no, highly recommend. If you haven't seen season 1, it's great. Watch season 2.
It's a good walk. Okay, I might need some stuff because uh it's been thoroughly like it's been a really long time since I've had an MMO that I can play and then just watch stuff. I watched so much this week and it's been nice just to have like, oh, I'm doing a thing I want to like progress in so I can start streaming and doing stuff with it so it's not just like boring early game stuff and then it's like, oh, I get to watch all the stuff and have fun. Um I might add that to my list on top of everything else we watched. I went back to a movie I hadn't seen since it came out. The remake of Magnificent Seven. Did you ever watch this movie, Meshi?
I've only seen clips. It's been on my list to watch, and I've just never done it.
It's just a
Dumb Western.
not dumb. Like it takes itself dead seriously, and it's more. It feels like one of those old school movies where it was like they got the star-studded cast, but they tried to let all of the characters shine, in their own way, right?
Okay.
Um, I don't know. It was just one of those movies that just they got all these different characters. My favorite character of all is the bug guy from Men in Black. He also plays one of the played the Kingpin in the second season of Daredevil.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just had a lot of characters like Ethan Hawke's in it, Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington. That guy I mentioned, I always forget his name. Um, just a fun Western movie. Um, it suffers a little bit from the time it came out, which was like I think like 20, it's like 18 or something.
Yeah, let's see. 2016.
Yeah, it was just an enjoyable film. If you just want something to sit down and watch and not have to like think too hard about, because it's very straightforward. It's just this asshole is coming to run this entire group of people out of this town so he can get the mine, and they don't want to leave for $20 a pop. So all these this ragtag group gets together to fight off this giant mercenary hired army. It's just I don't know how it compares to the original. I never saw it. I had fun with this movie. Um, so yeah, I'd recommend you watch it, Meshi. If you get bored, uh, I think you'll enjoy it.
All right.
It held up. I was very excited that that film held up the way it did. Humanity, and they're like evolved beings where they're like, oh, we have no reason to lie, so we're always honest with each other, and we're just helpful and we don't care. This lady jumped out of a window uh, to try to get away from it. She didn't die from the fall, and they installed one of the jellyfish into her here. And so the whole movie is her fighting with the alien, like in her mind. So the alien's got control of her body and is controlling her. Um, but the girl's consciousness is like the annoying voice in the back of your head chirping. Um, this was like adult novel like levels of depth. Like it was like a puddle on the sidewalk in the middle of summer deep. Um,
So why could does it explain why she can fight the jellyfish or
It's just the state at which they found her in her like coma-like state, where she was still alive enough to coexist, and then they used that. It's not really explained. Essentially, they send her out into the world so they can find the rest of the humans. Like, hey, you still kind of are like human, and you have her memories, and you can talk to her. Go find the rest of the humans for us.
Gotcha.
This movie didn't need to be 2 hours long.
Was the ending even good?
No.
Was it okay? Was it something that they were like, we're gonna make this into a multi-part movie, a
They
series, or
they kind of left it open ended, but it didn't seem like this bombastic like, oh, yeah, this is the beginning of a trilogy. It was more of like, oh, maybe us humans and you can find peace in the world.
Hmm, interesting,
Yeah,
interestingly
it
thought.
was like this weird kind of adult, like young adult novel, just kind of like teeny bopper. Like, oh, well, the alien girl likes this guy, and he's like a sympathizer, and he like likes her for who she is. But hold on, the real girl actually has a previous relationship with this other guy, so these two men are fighting for her affection and her split personalities. But oh, don't pay attention to me while I'm kissing so and so. But what about him? You're making him feel bad because I want to over here, and it's just like, oh my fucking god, like. It's like the prototypical like teeny fantasy of like, oh, these boys are fighting for the right to kiss me on the lips lightly as a peck. Ah! Like, oh fucking god, like, no, this movie wasn't good. And now that I'm finding out that this is the same Twilight lady, it's starting to make sense in terms of the teeny bopper, like, uh, whatever. I mean, I think the funniest point is they have to get supplies, right?
Right.
There's a colony left of people like out in the desert that have managed to like farm inside of like this pueblo structure with like a hole to let light come down so they can make grain. And they're like, well, we have to run for supplies, so they send out two vehicles, and one of the vehicles, and the people are like wearing sunglasses, like that's gonna hide their eyes because like these aliens don't wear sunglasses, but you, the audience, need to know that they're trying to be inconspicuous, so they put these giant black glasses on. And there's two sets of cars, or like there's two cars, and like one of them's like, we have to make a distraction, so they're like they speed up like 5 miles over the speed limit, and the aliens are like, that one's going a little fast. Little inconspicuous. We're honest people. We don't do anything like that. They're going over the speed limit. And so they start chasing down this car with this one guy, and he's like, shoot him, take him down. And he's got like this 22 rifle that he's like shooting at like a helicopter. And it's like, take him out. It's supposed to be like all dramatic, but it's kind of like these two guys driving. This guy's shooting a 22 at like a chrome helicopter looking thing, and then they get cornered. They're like, I'm all out of ammo. And he's like, I got this, and he drives into a wall and kills both of them. Anyways, this movie sucked. Don't watch The Host. It's not worth it. Did they pump her full of drugs and send her to Mars to fight involved roaches? No, I wish. It was more like the roaches came back and they were like, we are people, bot, 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 take over the human race. And well, long story short, Meshi, they found a separate body for the jellyfish inside the main girl so she could live and be with the guy who wanted her for her personality. And the main girl could be with the guy who she previously was in a relationship with in the first place.
I see.
Anyways, and it tried to be the whole dramatic, like, no, I have to die so she can live. I've lived for 10,000 years and I'm tired and I want to die. And she wakes up, like, where am I? It's like, we found your body. She was a vegetable anyways. You can have a life now. And whatever. Also rewatched The Incredibles. Decided to go back to this movie. I would always wanted to watch it again. It's been a really long time. And I was like, how well does this hold up? Meshi, this
Yeah.
is one of the best superhero films of all time. It's just great.
Good.
The
Yeah.
the writing is timeless. The humor is just, oh man, everything about this film was just enjoyable to watch again. Because I was scared, like, is this really gonna hold up? Do I remember it? This movie's like a large part of my personality. Um, I think the Underminer is one of the most hilarious supervillains of all time.
That's so funny because he's only on the screen for like 10
But
seconds.
he's got the platform that shoots out of the thing. He's all, behold, the Underminer. We have lived so long below you, but now, oh, this movie's just amazing. I don't know. I don't really think I have anything else to say about it other than I watched it and it was just fun to watch it. It held up better than anything. I don't know if I've seen the second one, if I'm being honest. I might update and come back and say that. I'm sorry.
I don't remember this scene from the movie.
I think this was just in the trailer. I don't think they ended up using it. Oh, and then it pops out of oh.
It's
You
a good
know,
bit.
it's such a strong bit. There's so many. Everything about this movie is amazing. I need more of this in my life. I just had fun watching it. I guess this can just lead us right into the next movie I watched. I watched Nobody. It was on Amazon Prime, so I was like, hey, let me watch Nobody. I like this guy in Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. What's he gonna be like? And I thought this was gonna be kind of like, I guess it's still kind of that John Wick situation of like, but I guess his family's alive, so it's different in that regard, and it's a little more funny and tongue in cheek. I really liked this movie, Meshi. It was like an enjoyable dumb action movie.
Yeah. No, I remember when it was coming out, and I remember the Better Call Saul guy. What? I was
Yeah,
like,
because you
this
don't.
is gonna be terrible.
Yeah, because I thought they were gonna play it straight, but they really leaned into some more of the humorous aspects of it, and I don't know. It was just a fun film to watch. And it's just one of these days where, like, oh, they go to rob his house, and he recognizes that the gun's not loaded, and he recognizes that they're desperate, and he's just like, oh, well, I don't need to, whatever, just let him go. And he gets emasculated, and then he gets on that bus, and he's like, oh, these Russian assholes are gonna harass this young girl. Sucks to be them. And he just locks the bus and gets into this drag out fight with them where everybody's getting like stabbed, and even him.
Yeah.
And then the Russians come after him, and he locks his family in the basement, and then he just starts killing people. It's just
It's
fun.
yeah. I mean, that bus scene is great because when he gets like thrown out of the window and then he like cleans himself off and then opens up the bus door and gets back on.
He keeps missing the trash every day.
And then fucking Doc Brown is his dad, and
Oh, Doc Brown as his dad and RZA as his adopted brother. It's just so funny. So I really enjoyed this movie. A solid like 7, 8 out of 10. I think that's all I have to really say about it. I not to spoil really anything, but the as stupid and unrealistic as it is, the claymore on the front of the bulletproof like glass shield thing.
oh yeah.
Running at the last guy. It just fun. So you happened to watch the second film, Meshi. How did it stack up to the first movie?
So ultimately, it's not as good as the first movie.
Okay.
In terms of story, let's just
Mhm.
start there. Story, not as good as first movie. Basically, he burnt all that Russian mob money, right? It's like
Yeah.
30 million or whatever it was. This story is that he's now doing missions, and when he completes the missions, he gets a certain amount of money, and he's basically paying back the people that paid the Russian mob money
Mhm.
back so that the mob would stop going after him. So he's repaying that company
Mhm.
to to you know, and so he's just going on mission after mission after mission, and he's basically missing dinner and he's missing all this other stuff. So he's like, he has no family life. And so he's like, I'm taking a break. So he's taking his family on vacation.
Mhm.
Um, and then of course shit goes wrong. In the movie, it's just like, yeah, everywhere I go, like shit just happens.
Mhm.
Like, like
Can't
this
let it go.
arcade, like all they did was like swack his daughter in the back of the head. He got really fucking pissed off, and he just goes in there, and just beats the shit out of everyone in that fucking arcade.
With the fucking overall hammer.
Mm.
Oh.
So like the fights in this movie are great.
Mhm.
Like they're they're creative. They're just fun. Like it's always him going into a room unarmed and then like murdering like 30 people. And like there's scenes where it cuts into like what the fuck is happening in there? And there's like guys hanging from the ceiling and he's stolen like two of their guns and he's just shooting all of them. It's great. This duck boat fight was really fucking funny. Um the problem with this movie is the villain,
Mhm.
overall. So basically, the town he goes to is run. He goes to a water park that he went to as a kid. It's run by some guy who's like, I own this town, blah blah blah
Mhm.
blah, and he helps the main bad guy smuggle drugs and stuff through his town. It's like a shipping whatever.
Mhm.
The main guy can't stand the boss guy. He just wants out of it. So initially you're like, oh, this boss, the guy that runs the town is the bad guy. No, he just wants her out. He's doing what he says. So he becomes a good guy and helps him out. But the main bad guy, who is this Russian lady whose name I can't even remember, like they don't give her enough screen time to make you care about her. Like the other
Mhm.
guy in the first movie, he got a lot of screen time. He was quirky. There's a lot of
Yeah.
build up for his organization.
Yeah.
Her, you just kind of get a scene where she's crazy, and then like a scene where she's like kooky and she's doing this weird
Dance.
dance or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So like they're talking about how brutal she is, and she like basically murders a bunch of people playing poker who are cheating, and then she has the entire floor of that place, they kill everybody that's there that witnessed her killing these people. She's like, burn it down. No
Mhm.
witnesses. So it's like 30 people just get mowed down, and that's her introduction to why she's kooky and crazy. And then like you pretty much see her doing like when the shit's gonna hit the fan. They're gonna have the final climactic battle. She's doing like a kooky dance while waiting for her car to be ready.
Yeah.
So she's just not like a likable evil villain, or even
Yeah.
like, oh, this woman's crazy. She's just kind of
Yeah. She's kind of there to have a thing, to have a thing to like for him to go fight. That's understandable. So not quite as good as the first one, but would you still recommend watching it? Is it still fun enough and it's
Yeah.
silly
It
fights to
the
watch?
fights are fun enough that it's worth watching, I would say.
Okay. Um, Speaking of things not worth watching, watch Quantum of Solace. What a name. Um, we watched Casino Royale a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Love that film. It was super fun. Mad Mickles played a wonderful bad guy. Daniel Craig was being Daniel Craig. Really took the role of Double O and made it his. Enjoyable to watch. This movie picks up directly after the first one ends, with the guy that he finds in connection with the murder of that girl he fell in love with. This movie was so like drab and boring, following around this Weasley looking guy who's like selling land to the CIA for oil, and just
Isn't this
kind
the
of like,
movie where like one of Bond's love interests, like she ends up in a barrel of oil and they deliver it to Bond or something like that?
nah, they cover her in oil and throw her in the bed. So the lady that was supposed to, okay, so Bond's on the loose, and mom's trying to pull him in, be like, you need to get home right now so you can debrief and, you know, get under control. And he's like, I do what I want. So they know what hotel he's going to be at, so they send an agent to go pick him up. And she's like, she's this redheaded lady, and she's like, hey, you need to get on this plane. I'm here to make sure you get there. And he's like, well, I'm Bond. James Bond, why are you sucking my... And they sleep together, and she's like, I hate myself. He's like, well, you shouldn't. Okay. And ultimately, Bond stays, and the bad guy, like, covers her in oil and, like, kills her and, like, leaves her in the hotel bed. And I like how Bob looks at him and be like, how many are going to die because of you? Really? And he's like, damn. I don't know. This movie just kind of was boring, and I didn't really care. The bad guy wasn't nearly as like fun. It's the same thing, right? Where like this Weasley little guy isn't like a good villain for him to like be at odds with. It was just kind of like,
Yeah, you didn't care about his master plan or whatever it was.
yeah, I don't care about guy getting rich, and it's just like, oh, it's not like he's got some weird quirky personality, or he's not having like a mental game back and forth with James or anything. It's just like, I'm in bed with the upper crust people. Can you stop me from being rich?
If you dare.
Yeah, just the name Quantum of Solace, which is just ultimately just kind of nothing for like, oh, getting over your past trauma. I don't know. It really made me sad because I watched Casino Royale and I was like, that movie is awesome. This movie's like, why did I watch this movie? So I think the next one's Skyfall or one of the other ones. I hope it does better. I hope it's more than what this movie was.
I do remember the villains getting better as it goes on.
Okay, awesome. Because I want the next one to actually be like legitimately fun. Speaking of fun, and I would highly recommend watching over Quantum of Solace, Guardians, the Russian epic film, which is essentially the Avengers at home with half the cast. This movie was so fun. It has a terrible dub, and it has like this endearing bad CGI, but it's just fun. You have a guy who turns into a bear. You have Tremor from Mortal Kombat. You've got Cabal, and they're trying, and this lady who like turns invisible and can change her body and stuff. Meshi, there's a line of dialogue where the bear guy's like, I'm really scared that if I go full bear mode, I'll stay in bear mode.
Okay.
You know, this is the level of dialogue that we're working with, and they play it with such sincerity in the dub, and these AI spider tanks are being controlled by this weird hairless ex-bodybuilder whatever guy. This movie was just fun. It was dumb and it was fun. When he goes full bear mode, he changes from being a bear, like man, into a full-on bear with like a minigun on his back. where he's just a bear running around on all fours.
That's amazing.
You know, they I don't know what to say other than that this movie is like rad for all the wrong reasons. Um the Tremor guy gets Batman baned, broken over a knee. This was just a fun film with the dub. They all get new super suits whenever they have to go against the bad guys. And the guy on the right controls rocks like he's an earthbender. And they're like, the only reason you lost the fight was because you didn't have access to rubble. The entire time he was making boulder gauntlets and fighting with rubble before he got his back broken. He's like, you didn't have access to rubble. This guy's been like uses rubble everywhere he goes. So I mean that point is just kind of like whatever. And so he ends up using a thunder whip the whole time afterwards. I think this is a dumb excuse for them to let him
give him a whip. Yeah.
Yeah. God, it was so fun and stupid. My expectations were like below like the ground, and it somehow rose above them. I mean, look at that. God. It's a bear with a minigun, and he threw a guy into the air and empties the clip into him. And then when he goes full bear mode, the minigun goes on his back, so he runs around as a bear, shooting stuff with his back because the targeting system can pick up on his feral like aggression where it's pointed. So the gun points to where he's like, I'm angry over there, and it shoots over there. God, it was so stupid. I love that movie. Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you?
No.
Earthbender guy called Barney by any chance? Barney I wish he would have been. I think his name was just Steve. It's on YouTube for those who want to watch it. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Okay. Sorry, YouTube. We had to take a detour. I just needed to see a part of that movie again because it was genuinely that good. Speaking of things that were better than they should have been, Meshi, we reacted to a trailer for Bambi: Full Reckoning, I believe.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, this is going to be really dumb. To be fair, it was kind of stupid because it was from the creators of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. This movie really tried. There was a lot of like horrifying shots of like, oh, the granny's looking out the window and sees like the like silhouette of the deer and it disappears with the floodlights.
Was a good bit.
People die horribly.
That's a good one.
It really went for it, and I was proud of it. I thought this movie was gonna be garbage, but it really tried. Like it was like a good like 5.56 out of 10. Like it really tried. And with what they were working with, I feel as though they succeeded on all fronts. The most hilarious and tragic death of this entire movie was the family's trying to get away from the deer, right?
Yeah.
So they get in the RV and start driving. The uncle's leg gets caught and he gets dragged to death behind the RV, and they don't know he's back there.
Oh, shit.
And the deer's not even chasing them at that point. So the mom is just driving and the uncle is getting dragged to death. This was just a fun, like, monster movie that was better than it should have been. So yeah, I would recommend that movie too. It was better than Quantum of Solace, and it shouldn't have been. Completely. I thought it was going to be garbage, and I was going to be like, holy crap, like, why is this happening? I keep getting surprised on all fronts, Meshi. I don't know what it is.
Well, they finally got when they start having the Bambi, or not Bambi, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey money coming in so they can actually, like, try.
Meshi, there is a scene where one of the nephew runs off and he's like, "Oh, stupid idiots!" And he sees a bunny on the ground. He's like, "You fucking little asshole!" And he punts a bunny into the forest. Bunny starts surrounding him, and he's like, "Whoa, there's a lot of you." He walks backwards, trips, and his head gets caught in a bear trap. It doesn't kill him. He just gets pinned there, and these bunnies mount him and start eating him alive. Um, they were just
Damn.
clever and like creative with what they were doing. Because like I was like, oh, this guy's gonna get his leg like caught and step into this bear trap. It's like, no, 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 we're gonna take it a few steps further. Um, yeah, it was just a fun, dumb horror movie. Um, I was like in the mood for more Predator,
Okay.
and I don't think we watched the original, so I went back and watched Predator 1 again for the first time in years. Um,
Oh yeah, I guess we kind of just watched Predator 2, didn't we?
we went straight to Concrete Jungle. This movie, something special happened here, Meshi. Something really special. Um, it held up in so like as a survival kind of like play on war movie, like it really held up in terms of the survival of these guys. Um, I never quite understood, I think as a kid, but they really go to a length of kind of like, no, these are a tight unit of guys, and they're part of a rescue squad. They don't go in and like for killing specifically. They really are like, it really tries to get you to warm up to these guys. And I think as a kid and stuff, I never really caught on to the sympathetic side of it. Um, and you really felt yourself pulling for these guys to live, even though they're all gonna pretty much die. Um,
Yeah.
I think the most fun of this movie also was going back and hearing which things that the Predator was like, "Hey, I'm going to record that and play that back to them to disorient them, or possibly like use as a hunting like calling thing to these things." The things that he picks out to record and play back to them is just kind of fun. Um, every bit of this movie held up except for some of the Predator Vision stuff, which I know is a limitation at the time, was a little rough. But with what they had, man, did this movie still hold up? I I was surprised and thoroughly enjoyed my rewatch of Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Are you attached to this
Okay.
film, Meshi?
I am. I severely enjoy the Predator movie.
It just they just everything fell into place for this movie to happen, and then everything just kind of had a weird like translation of like trying to be a reflection of society at the time with Concrete Jungle or Predator 2 Concrete Jungle, where it was like, oh, we want to comment on LA gang violence, but we're not going to like comment on them necessarily, so we have to make Jamaican voodoo witch doctors and another group be at odds, um, while everybody's got like a dumb gun with like 20 scopes attached to them. Um,
You getting it?
yeah, so it's just like I bet like we had a weird time watching Predator 2 because of how much of a fever dream it seemed.
Uh-huh.
Because the first one plays it so straight. It's like, oh no, these guys are going like into like enemy territory where they shouldn't be for a reconnaissance and trying to like rescue some people who went down in a chopper across enemy lines or whatever where they shouldn't be. And it was just them going there trying to survive and getting picked off one by one. And a lot of how they died, which I thought was really interesting, was reflective of specific character traits and lines of dialogue that they say are end up being ways that they end up dying to the Predator. Um, which like for like one for instance is where the opening of the movie, they take out that like what would you call it?
Drug
Little guerrilla
campaign, yeah.
warfare group or whatever. So they're taking them out, and the one guy with the grenade launcher shoots a grenade, and he gets up against the wall, and he looks at the guy with the minigun, and he's like, "You gonna duck?" And then what ends up happening to him? Oh, he gets hit with the log trap because he doesn't duck. And you know, things like the minigun guy gets shot a couple times in that like first initial encounter, and he's like, "Oh, you're bleeding." He's like, I don't got time to bleed, right?
Yeah.
He ends up getting shot in the chest, instantly cauterized, so he doesn't end up bleeding. Just like little funny like things like that all are kind of like foreshadowing that are relevant to each character's death is plainly evident in the movie. Anyways, I really liked Predator. It was super fun. Never watched it. I think it holds up enough. I think it's almost funny in the fact that Jean-Claude Van Damme was in the green suit for a while. Like, he was the Predator, if you didn't know. They had him running around in the green suit, and it was too hot, and eventually they're like, yeah, to show him off, sorry, Jean-Claude, it's not going to work. We need this really tall guy. You're our Predator. So... Well, Jean-Claude Van Damme was in Predator.
the original suit with Jean-Claude Van Damme looked more like bug-like.
Yeah, it ends up being they end up using that design for one of the alien races that the Predators go to war with for like technology and stuff, like the bug. I forgot what they're called. So they use the original design later on as stuff in the extended universe stuff. Oh, man. A lot better than Jar Jar Binks, which is that guy just wearing the Jar Jar hat and the glasses. Oh, man.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
Let's see. Hold on. What all do we have? Okay, so we're getting there. I've been talking a whole bunch. Okay, so most of my BDO grinding, I've been getting into K-pop. It's kind of fun listening to pretty ladies sing in Korean to me. I'm like, okay. I'm playing BDO, Korean MMO, listening to K-pop ladies. Oh, there's a show with a K-pop lady in it who's starring in it. Why not? I don't have anything else to do. Let's put it on, right? Meshi, how did you feel about your time? Because you came in at like the last like 4 episodes of Bon Appetit, Your Majesty, which is this show.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops, not on screen.
So I missed the fun bits, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But what I saw was entertaining enough. Like I was captivated by it and like where it was going and all the weirdness going on. It was enjoyable for something I came in right at the end for.
Yeah, like it was just dumb, just kind of. Well, for one, the thing that really saved it was dubbed like an old kung fu movie where the actors didn't try to play it like straight up serious. They kind of leaned into it, and the show was funny enough in and of itself. But the dub cast really made this show enjoyable to watch for a non-native speaking person of Korean. Essentially, this lady gets isekai'd. She's a 3-star Michelin chef. She wins a show, and she ends up getting isekai'd to old time Korea in a specific era. And she ends up having to cook for this tyrant of an emperor. And she has to cook him a meal every single day. And if he doesn't like it, he's going to have her killed. And he thinks that she's a demon because she teleported out of nowhere. Kind of understandable when you think about it. Long story short, you're like, I kind of get why you're like suspicious of this lady who's talking weird. I do feel as though there's a little bit of padding because I don't know if you could tell, Meshi, every single episode of this show, which is 12 episodes long, was like an hour and a half each.
Yeah.
It was long in the tooth, but it was enjoyable enough to where I think I watched this over the course of like 3 days. And it's just kind of funny because she's like a smart lady from the future. So she essentially creates from scratch MSG and it like blows the Emperor's mind. Um she's smart in regards to like she's got all the food hacks from the future. People ate really bland back then because they didn't have all of this. So she's talking to people. Oh, this is a French method of sous vide to cook the steak, and like these old timey Korean people are like sous what? And she's like, "What's wrong with you? You don't know what this is?" So she looks stupid for expecting these people to know what the stuff is, and they constantly try to say these French words incorrectly. She's like, corrects. It's just fun. This was just a fun show to watch. If you're interested, I would recommend watching Bon Appetit, Your Majesty. If you're into like old kung fu and like kind of that like tongue-in-cheek dubbing, I think you'll enjoy it. If you're not into that kind of thing, that's not your sauce, I don't think you'll find much from this show. I think that's all I have to say about it, really.
But the Food Wars bit is it's real funny.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. If you've ever seen Food Wars, so there's cooking competitions left and right, and people are getting their minds blown by food, and then the entire background turns to a 3D CG like explosion of like feelings personified in whatever, where there's like phoenixes like soaring through the sky, there's explosions. Anyways. Yeah, that's it. Bon Appetit, Your Majesty was an enjoyable whatever watch. So we watched a film last night, Meshi, at your
Yes, we did.
recommendation. Not even your
Yeah.
recommendation. You just said, I saw this movie and it was new and I wanted to watch it. What is this movie,
Yeah.
Meshi? What happened?
Primitive Warfare, which was was a treat of a movie, um, about about the Vietnam War, where the Russians are doing some weird collider experiments in Vietnam, and they're basically opening up accidentally or on purpose, I can't really tell, time portals that are letting dinosaurs come into the future. And this team is sent out to find a previous team that was looking into what the Russians were doing, and they basically they're just trying to survive against these fucking dinosaurs that are chasing them. It is so much better than most Jurassic Park movies.
It
Um,
really was. And like
um,
even the first encounter, Meshi, like these Marines come to a cave and they spot a pack of velociraptors. And it's just like from the moment that happens, like, oh, we're gonna die. As these raptors flood at them, and the tension's there. Like, this is like a budget movie, you could tell. But God, was it so, like, it was enjoyable. It was long in the tooth, also.
it
It was
it
like,
was a it was a budget movie, but they weren't afraid to like put a lot of dinosaur action on the screen, which I think is what Jurassic Park, who is a dinosaur movie, just constantly fails to do.
yeah, because they're always trying to like develop these non people characters. They're like, oh, so and so is a businessman. And it's like, no, to show the dinosaurs. Like we have a scene of two T-Rexes like ragdolling Russian troops back and forth and like feeding each other.
Oh, that was so great. Oh,
It's
and there's a great bit. I don't. It's not even a bit. Like, if they had to have done it on purpose, where the fucking every time the T Rex misses when it chomps on something, it just sounds like a wiffle ball bat hitting something. Just thunk.
dunk, dunk. Oh my god. It from the moment you hear it, I couldn't hear anything else. So in the midst of all these Russian troops getting like horribly mangled and killed, the T-Rexes occasionally miss, so you hear these wiffle ball bat noises, and it's loud. And I think I know what they're going for. They're like, oh, with the size of the jaw, it whiffing with the force and with the bone and like the empty, like, whatever, it should make like some kind of like whatever. They could have gone with a different noise.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
and
just so
then,
distinctively wiffle ball bat.
and I will say, without, I guess, really getting into too much of it, because I would recommend people eventually watch this movie at some point if you just like dinosaur movies. The ending of this movie was unlike anything I had seen from a movie I expected nothing from. Like, I thought this was just going to be a green screen movie where it was going to be like tongue-in-cheek and just kind of bad. At the end of this film, Meshi, they swang for the fences. They were like, no, this is our time. We'll show the world. And guess what? They did. It was 4 a.m. and I nearly shat my pants. This movie was enjoyable.
Man. That one scene, the side view.
Oh, with the lightning in the background, chef kiss. I
Yeah.
woke up and I was like, let me rewatch that scene. And I also watched every scene of the Colonel cursing. It's so genuine, like on a level of, sorry, YouTube, we'll be back. We're back. I couldn't recommend this more just for a fun watch. And how much of this, Meshi, is because we just happened upon like, oh, let's watch this fucking dinosaur Vietnam movie, and it ended up like surprising us.
It literally popped up on the front page. I was like, oh, because I thought it was that World War II shark movie when I clicked on it. I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, man. All right. I have my update. So I believe it was last week. I talked about Terraformers. And how I was enjoying it, but I could tell it wasn't like good, but I enjoyed it. Spoilers. My boy Adolf went out like a G. Like a G of G's. Like, oh my god. Oh, Meshi. I haven't been so invested in a like Senin fight in my entire life. It's been so long. So I told you about like him using his lightning and stuff, and them getting surrounded and whatnot. And he ended up shocking the head cockroach guy with lightning, and he did the hardest middle finger I have seen. Like, I need to look up the manga panel for this. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Literally in the rain, but as he lands the daggers into the head cockroach's flag, he flips them off before lightning comes down and cooks this fool. It's such a hard image. I have never just been like, oh, the bullshit happened, Meshi. The bullshit happened. And then it gets into the scientific explanation as to what it takes and what is required to survive a full-on strike of lightning. And they re-jumpstart the cockroach's heart by stepping on his chest, and described it. It was like a 1 in a million chance that he would have survived, and he fucking survives, right?
It's depressing.
Guess what happens?
He fucking gets his head ripped off.
No, worse, Meshi. So the head cockroach stands back up after like, and he makes his little cockroach noise. So Adolf is in a crater with all of his people, right?
Yeah.
And they're up on the high ground. These cockroaches pull out like primitive like slingshot, like they start whipping around like bowling ball sized rocks, and they're just whipping them. And he whispers something to his girl and protects her, he literally gets like just obliterated by like high speed, like bowling ball sized boulders being hurled at him. Oh, it was painful to watch. My heart broke in a million pieces as he like used his body to shield her as he's getting like chunks of him just like blown off. Oh, so I'm not watching the show anymore, Meshi. And it's not because of that reason.
Okay.
So, do you see this like this art right here?
Yeah.
And it looks cool. The second season, they change art studios and it's lower budget and the characters don't even look the same hardly.
It's even lower budget. Damn.
Well, it's not that this was low budget Meshi, it's the fact that it was slow.
Okay.
Like this shot looks amazing and the action is awesome, right? But a lot of time went into this uppercut happening for them to go back in time and then have a sad backstory while this cockroach's head is getting punched off of his body.
Right.
The show looks great. And they changed studios. And it doesn't look as good. Like the main character doesn't even look like himself anymore. So I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a really long time, Meshi. I'm gonna go read the manga.
Damn. All right.
But sadly, I don't think the manga has finished. Oh man, it breaks my heart. Oh, let's see if I can find a good picture of it. And then let's see. It's just you go from this to this, and it's just kind of like,
That is
and
like really jarring. Yeah.
it's completely different. So it's kind of to the point of like, oh, this just kind of sucks because it's not. At least the other one, it really played it straight, and then you have this is the follow up to like this, so it just looks bad. So I just can't bring myself to do it. So I think I'm gonna read the manga actually and just see what it's like from there. I really enjoyed season 1. I don't, yeah, but I can't recommend it. I can't recommend it. But you know what I can recommend, Meshi?
A lovable raccoon.
With You and the Rain. I have watched the first like 3 or 4 episodes of this slice of life anime, which involves a single Japanese woman finding a raccoon on the side of the road and takes it home. And this raccoon is sentient enough to be able to write down and communicate through a notepad. Now, I thought the show was just going to be very. I thought it was just going to be like, oh, this is really cutesy, and this raccoon, what a little rascal, right? Meshi, this delves into subjects that hit really close to home. This delves into family relationships of being an adult with an slightly overbearing family and the lacking the energy to reciprocate familial love while trying to exist on your own and be okay. While having a companion to help you along, just to be okay with, you know what, maybe me existing and being this way is okay. Thank you for supporting me. it really captures the love and support of an animal companion. I can't sing enough praises about this show so far. And he is a lovable little rascal. I don't know, Meshi. This show might be anime of 2025. Not gonna lie. Like, this is him after getting his shots at the vet. Like, his little leaf, it's all crumpled up. Oh, I never would have thought that it would come at in a point in time that I would be all about this show. But here we are. And here the vet is agreeing that this is a dog. You know? I love you, but I'm never coming back.
That's a good bit. Oh shit, that's great.
Oh yeah, it's been a really fun show. So I think I'm gonna finish it this week, and I'll come back with the big update and see how much what emotional depths that this show and what subject matter it tackles as this single lady who's an author and her days being spent with a raccoon that can write to her how it goes. But loving it. We have watched 6 episodes of Kaiju number 8. I've seen clips of this show, or some of the super cool moments of it. I didn't know what to expect from it, and we've watched 6 episodes so far. Meshi, how are you feeling about it?
It's an enjoyable show. It's not exactly what I expected from it. I really thought it was going to be this guy who just kind of turned into his own version of a kaiju and just ran around murdering monsters. Just from like the trailers and stuff or clips of it I've seen where he's, beating the shit
Mhm.
up. I didn't expect fucking to be personally attacked in every scene of this anime.
Yeah, and that's just the funny thing of this is leading into the early 30s, like, man, like, competing and with men younger than him, and kind of like, oh, the flame in my heart has kind of died down. How do I keep that drive to continue going? How do I keep that alive, and how do I reinvigorate that? Like, can I still be can I still chase after the things that I dreamed of previously that I gave up on, and that kind of thing. The fact that this show seems like I can't tell if it's more from the perspective of that age demographic or if it's more poking fun at it. I feel as though it's more from that perspective. I'm just surprised at how goofy and silly it is for being does that make sense? I thought this was gonna be more of like a battle, like, kind of, and I'm sure it will be. I'm sure there's gonna be more of it. I didn't expect it to be as, like, silly as it is.
Yeah,
I really
it
thought it
is
was gonna be like he was gonna
definitely.
turn into a kaiju and just start beating the shit out of stuff and just being, like, super cool. But it's just kind of goofy as this 32-year-old is fighting his way in this
It definitely.
kaiju-infested world.
Yeah, I expected it to be more like Monster of the Week battle kind of thing.
Mhm.
But no, it's. I mean, it's funny. There's a lot of funny fucking bits in it, like the
Oh.
showing off the muscle thing, and
And then the gut just this is the body of a man who's been working daily labor for the past 10 years every single day. Boing. you know uh, but you know what I'm glad about, Meshi? I'm glad that someone in my early 30s is getting represented in an anime.
oh, yeah. I wonder
Yeah.
what that feels like.
Yeah, it was a few years ago for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Oops, I didn't mean to show that again. So yeah, I think I'll probably end up finishing up that show maybe by next week. We'll see if we have an update on the first season of it. It's enjoyable. I've enjoyed some of the shots. There's been this weird thing of when, like, I don't know if it's for style or whatever, but whenever there's like a big impact moment, it's almost like the brightness of the entire scene goes down. And I don't know if that's to try to like save from um the light and the display of like the cracks in his like kaiju like arm as he's like powering up and stuff. Did you see that when we were watching it?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like I almost want to view it from the proper source just to see if like that's a style thing they did or if that's just where we're watching it and the version of it we're watching. It kind of takes away from it from these cool moments, but some of it's still real sick like the but I think that does it for our podcast, Meshi. I think we did it.
Yeah.
Number 14, Down the Hole.
Sure.
Finished.
Yeah,
I was,
finished.
I was more
Completed.
confirming the number of the episode. I didn't
Oh,
remember.
yeah, number 14. Yeah.
Well, if you made it to this part and you liked what you heard, subscribe to me. That'd be great. At the end of this podcast, me and Meshi react to trailers and stuff that I can't put up on the YouTube VOD because my stuff gets copyright stricken. So if you want to watch that, my Twitch link's down below. You can watch me live on Twitch or over on YouTube, but I won't be uploading that. But anywho, thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.